So, ladies and gentlemen, today on Screenshots, we're going to take a very unique look at an Oscar tradition. What to do with all the nominated songs for the best song Oscar. In most Oscar ceremonies, the performances are played without incident, but there was a time back in the 1970s and 80s and well into the 90s, the producers of the show, which have changed a lot over the years, didn't know how to deal with nominated songs. And I think the biggest controversy, or little controversy, started with the theme from Shaft. Now, in 1971, that great soul and funk brother Isaac Hayes, who later went on to bigger stardom as one of the South Park crew, and we'll talk about the connection later on. His disco kind of version called the theme from Shaft, which was the theme song for the blaxploitation crime thriller Shaft, which was released with great critical and box office success, was the shortened and edited version from the longer album version. Now, it was put out 2 months after the movie soundtrack by Stack Records. Now, the theme from Shaft went to number 2 in the Billboard Soul Singles, right behind Inner City Blues by Marvin Gaye, and the number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 in the United States in November '71. Now, the song was well received by adult audiences and also reached number 6 on Billboard's easy listening charts, which pretty weird. But the song is considered by some as one of the first pure disco songs, because everybody would get on the dance floor when Shaft come in. Shaft's the man, that sort of thing. It was great. Now, the following year, the theme from Shaft won the Academy Award for Best Original Song, and Hayes became the first African American to win that honor, or an Academy Award in a non-acting role. Now, he was also the first recipient of the award to both write and perform the winning song on the ceremony. Now, his performance on the ceremony was tremendous. It had black ice, it had backup dancers, old orchestra, and he wore a chainmail suit, so his protruding muscles and his blackness could be seen by everybody. And Isaac Hayes was cool personified, and imagine him on stage in a chainmail outfit, just singing his heart out, something that's changed music history. It was quite weird. Now, since then, the movie's had sequels. It's had been used in different shows here and there. Now, that was a simple mini controversy, but here's when some of the major controversies started to begin. Now, in 1977, Pat Boone's very talented daughter, called Debbie Boone, recorded a song called "You Light Up My Life," which she claimed was her tribute to her faith in God. Now, it was recorded under the guidance of Curb Records executive Mike Curb and songwriter Joseph Brooks, who ended up being a very controversial figure in the 2000s for his off-field machinations. Now, what Boone did, she recorded her vocals over a pre-existing instrumental track that Brooks already had developed for the film soundtrack. Now, it was released as a single. Now, the single was an enormous success, but a controversy came in. It was a cover, and very often covers are not nominated for Best Song of the Oscars. But because of the momentum of "You Light My Life," which went on to number 1 on the Record World Magazine's Top 100 single charts for 13 weeks, it was a momentum going. But here's the weirdness. When she got to perform the song on the Oscars, she was backed up or supported by a bunch of very young children who seemed to be doing sign language. But according to sign language interpreters, she was doing nothing but gibberish, or they were doing nothing but gibberish. And a lot of people basically chastised Debbie Boone for that, saying she should have known otherwise. And Debbie said, I'm here to perform the song. I really don't know what the problem is. He said it's bringing attention to the plight of, deaf children and such and such. But there was so much vitriol against the song, and a lot of people considered it one of probably the most triacal song ever been nominated for the Oscar. Now, speaking about triacal, we're going to get into probably one of the most confusing, not say Oscar nominations, but Oscar performances. Now, in 1984, Phil Collins was commissioned or recommissioned to work a song that he had written in 1981 for a neo-noir movie called Against All Odds, which is a remake of the classic movie Out of the Past. Now, Jeff Bridges was the lead in Against All Odds. He was quite a hot actor at the time. And Phil Collins, when he signed to Atlantic Records, the director of the movie, Tyler Hackford, wanted Phil Collins to do the theme song. And Against All Odds eventually became one of Collins' definitive singles. He was in Genesis from 10 years previous. He already started a solo career. And, Against All Odds did very well, won a Grammy Award for Best Pop Vocal Performance. It was nominated for Song of the Year at the Academy Awards and the Golden Globes in the Best Original Song. However, the producers of that year's Oscars decided maybe not enough people knew who Phil Collins was, which was totally bizarre because he was in Genesis for a number of years and he sold his career In the Air Tonight. So they decided to not invite Collins on stage, even though the other performers in the nominated category get a chance to sing, including Denise Williams. He just watched in the audience as Broadway star Anne Reinken gave a lip sync performance accompanied by a dance routine. Now, the Reinkens is a very talented actress, Bob Fosse's muse for a number of years. She's a tremendous talent, but wrong place, wrong time. It was so poorly received. Collins turned against the performance, and actually it may have ruined her career a little bit in the 1980s and kind of boosted Collins as well. Now, the weirdest part about this, Phil Collins never expected to be nominated for the movie because it was just a rework of his original song. And like I said, if the unreleased song was released in 81 and he was asked to redo it, did it really should have qualified for the Oscars as original song? If you're stretching, yes, but not. But with every controversial song, and this is where the connection with Isaac Hayes, Phil Collins, and everybody's going to come full circle. In one of the most bizarre controversies in Oscar history, the song Blame Canada from the Trey Parker and Mark Shawman's animated musical fantasy comedy South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, was eventually nominated by the Oscars, despite the fact that the song has curse words. The song is very aggressive in tone. It basically talks about destroying Canada because the Americans that are singing in the song don't like the fact that, this Canadian comedy team of Terrence and Phillip has taken over the comedic minds of Americans. Now, this is kind of a preamble to the Trump generation. I tell you why. Now, Blame Canada satirizes the American extra sport of scapegoating and parents that do not control their children's consumption of popular culture. Now, when it got nominated, the rule was back there that, you would have to perform the song on the Oscars. But the big problem was the singer of the song had committed suicide several months before the performance, and were wondering who could really do it. Now, comedian Robin Williams was approached. He eventually performed a great version on stage, who gasped actually when the word "fuck" was sung by Williams, he reworked the song a little bit, included digs at Margaret Trudeau and Bryan Adams. It was just totally bizarre, and it ended with with some beautiful RCMP officers. I think they were women. I hope so. If they were men, they were quite beautiful. And the song didn't win, but there was also some concern, also the fact that the song referred to Anne Murray as a bitch. But Anne Murray said, I'm not offended by the tongue-in-cheek lyric. And she was invited to sing the song, actually, with Robin Williams, but had to decline because of prior commitment. And I guess Prime Minister Kim Campbell, an old friend of mine, it was made clear in the final line of the song, even Kim Campbell got it. Now, here's the deal with the connection with Phil Collins. They didn't win the Oscar for Phil Collins, against Phil Collins, You'll Be in My Heart, Collins won the Oscar for the Tarzan song. And what was so bizarre, South Park had a parody episode talking about Phil Collins winning the award and how he was a villain in the South Park universe. So it's all a matter of conjecture. Everything with the Oscars is totally bizarre. But what I like about this, we can look back now in 2018 and say, there's been a lot of changes through the years, but at least now we don't take us as seriously. We know who Phil Collins is. We know the fact that a lot of Americans blame Canada. We know the fact that Isaac Hayes, actually, who left the show after Scientology was criticized, and I didn't know this, Isaac Hayes was a Scientologist working on South Park, and when he criticized Scientology, he quit the show. And like I said, Anne Reinkin is still cashing her residual checks, and a great actress and performer. So overall, Oscars, Best Original Song, always controversy. So on this cold January afternoon, we say keep your stick in the ice and don't blame Terrence and Phillip because they're folk heroes now in Canada. And blame Canada is great because if you watch the movie, the Baldwins don't end well in the movie. So that's always hoped for from a comedic standpoint, not a real standpoint. Keep your stick in the ice. Have a good day. Bye.